Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, the number of violent incidents in Israel, the West Bank and Gaza Strip continue to rise as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu accuses the Palestinian leadership of incitement, fuels the volatile situation. The Iranian parliament gives preliminary backing to a bill approving Tehran's nuclear agreement with world powers. Russian President Vladimir Putin says he is not satisfied with the level of cooperation with the United States and the coalition forces in the Syrian conflict amid intensified fighting. Following a weekend with several stabbing attacks, violent demonstrations in Arab Israeli communities, as well as in the West Bank, and several rockets fired by Palestinian Islamists from the Gaza Strip towards Israel's south, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reiterated Israel's stance during his weekly cabinet meeting, in which he accused the Palestinian leadership of incitement that continues to fuel the violence.
אנחנו בתוך גל טרור שמקורו בהסתה שקרית ושיטתית בנושא הר הבית, הסתה שבאה מצד החמאס, הרשות הפלסטינית והתנועה האסלאמית בישראל.
The violence recorded a new high as a Palestinian motorist set off a car bomb after being pulled over by Israeli police near the Jewish settlement of Ma'ale Adumim in the West Bank.
Just after 7 o'clock this morning, here on the main Ma'ale Adumim road, which links to Jerusalem, a female terrorist walked out of the vehicle after the vehicle was pulled over by police officers. As she walked towards the police officers, there was an explosion that took place in the vehicle. She was on her way to carry out a terrorist attack inside Jerusalem. The female terrorist was injured seriously, taken to hospital, and the police officer was injured lightly, also treated at the scene.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced a draft of 16 border police battalions to be mobilized primarily in Jerusalem in a bid to restore security and order.
בסוף השבוע הוריתי לגייס 16 פלוגות מילואים של משמר הגבול על מנת להשיב את הביטחון והסדר. עדיף לגייס מראש כוח מסיבי, לטפל בהתפתחויות אפשריות, מאשר לגייסו לאחר מעשה. ואנחנו נגייס עוד כוחות ככל שידרש.
Now to southern Israel, where Islamists from the Gaza Strip fired a few barrages of rockets and mortar shells, all of which exploded in open areas or were intercepted by the Iron Dome anti-rocket defense system. No injuries or damage were reported. In response to the rocket fire, the Israel Air Force launched airstrikes in the Palestinian enclave in what the IDF said were weapon manufacturing facilities in the northern Gaza Strip, belonging to the Islamist Hamas organization, which controls the territory. The IDF reiterated its position in which it holds Hamas responsible for any act of aggression from the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, Gaza's health ministry said the aerial strike in the Palestinian enclave killed a woman and her daughter. Now, with regard to the nuclear agreement reached between the Islamic Republic and world powers back in July, the Iranian parliament gave preliminary backing to a bill approving Tehran's nuclear accord with the P5+1, the United States, Russia, China, France, Britain plus Germany, with supportive voices overcoming determined opposition from Iranian conservative lawmakers.
ببینید که امریکایی‌ها چی می‌خواستن؟ می‌خواستن آب سنگین نباشد، می‌خواستن غنی‌سازی نباشد، می‌خواستن فردو نباشد. همه اینها به لطف و مرحمت الهی، همه اینها سر جاشه.
By a vote of 139 to 100, the Islamic Republic's parliament approved the first reading of a bill calling on Tehran's government to continue developing Iran's nuclear program in line with the deal reached on the 14th of July.
ما از نظر راهبردی آمریکا و اسرائیل در مذاکرات هسته‌ای در مقابل ایران دچار خسارت شدند و به همین جهت اسرائیل به همه چیز متوسل شد تا جلوی کار را بگیرد و به قول سید حسن نصرالله اسرائیل تلاش کرد تا جلوی توافق هسته‌ای بین ایران و 5+1 را بگیرد، اما این توافق که به زودی فرصت‌های زیادی را برای ایران ایجاد می‌کند و درهای زیادی را به روی ایران باز می‌کند حاصل شد.
The bill proposed by Parliament's National Security Committee must now pass a second vote, scheduled for tomorrow, before being submitted to a clerical body for final approval and passage into law. The government of President Hassan Rouhani had wanted to bypass Parliament entirely, but Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said he wanted the legislature to review the deal under which Iran will curb disputed aspects of its nuclear program in exchange for lifting of international sanctions. As the country's highest authority, Khamenei has the final say on the nuclear agreement. He has not yet uttered a strong opinion on the accord, waiting for other factions to reveal their positions. More on the Islamic Republic. Iranian Defense Minister Hossein Degan was quoted by Iran's state news agency IRNA as saying, Iran successfully tested a new precision-guided ballistic missile, signaling an apparent advance in Tehran's attempts to improve the accuracy of its missile capabilities. The Center for Strategic and International Studies wrote back in January that the missile in question, Imad, would have a range of 1,700 kilometers. It would have an accuracy of 500 meters. It also noted that the ballistic missile would be able to carry some 750 kilograms. Israeli missile expert Uzi Rubin said the Imad missile presented a major improvement in terms of Iran's capabilities, especially when it comes to accuracy, as the missile has an advanced guidance and control system in its nose cone. Now, with regard to the conflict in Israel's northern neighbor and the Russian intervention in the country, in an interview to Russian television, President Vladimir Putin said regarding the coordination efforts between the international players operating in Syria that he was not satisfied with the level of cooperation with the United States and the coalition forces.
Если они действительно лучше знают и хотят бороться с терроризмом, назовите нам конкретные места, где укрываются террористы, где их пункты управления, склады с вооружением и техникой. Дайте нам цели. Чего проще? Но пока, к сожалению, мы до такого уровня совместной работы не дошли. Но, повторяю, первые шаги в установлении контактов на военном уровне уже сделаны.
International concerns have risen regarding Russia's true intention in Syria, with Western allegations regarding strikes against rebel groups fighting to depose Russia's ally, President Bashar Assad, who the United States, the European Union, as well as Sunni Muslim Arab states have actively pursued to force out of power.
وتم توضيح موقف المملكة فيما يتعلق بالعمليات العسكرية الروسية في سوريا، وقالت المملكة بأن تفسر هذه العمليات بأنها تحالف مع إيران وحزب الله وبشار، وتم التأكيد بأن الهدف العمليات الروسية هو المحاربة داعش.
Meanwhile, with regard to the Islamic State group, the Iraqi military said its air force struck a convoy of Islamic State Supreme Leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi in the western Anbar province, not far from the Iraqi border with Syria. The fate of the Muslim leader, who has declared himself the leader of a caliphate in areas his ultra-hardline Sunni group controls in Iraq and Syria, is unknown. Thank you for watching us. You can also watch us at TV7israelnews.com or TV7.fi. For any comments, please send your emails to israelnews@tv7.fi. For more updates from Israel and the region, please join our Facebook page at TV7 Israel News. Praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have a Erev Tov and Shavua Tov. We will see you again tomorrow at the same time.